showing you how to make a magnolia leaf wreath. These wreaths are really fun to make. They're actually pretty simple once you get the hang of it. I am making a wreath that will be about 22 to 24 inches in diameter. So to make that wreath, I'm going to be using a 14-inch grapevine wreath base. Now, we do make some smaller ones. In our studio, we make 18-inch, and for those, we use an 8-inch grapevine wreath base. So if you wanted a smaller one, you would just use a smaller base. If you wanted a really, really large magnolia wreath, you could use like a 24-inch base and have probably a 34 to 36-inch magnolia wreath. So really, it's just up to you. If you're making these to sell, you would just see what your clientele prefers. We actually probably sell more of the smaller ones because people are really using these right now for like windows in the farmhouse look, to put on old windows and mirrors and things like that. So they kind of like the smaller ones. They're a little bit lighter weight, but I like them for doors. I think they're so pretty and they have that southern charm. So today we're going to be making one that's going to be about 22 to 24 inches when it's completed. These, they may seem a little tricky at first. It does take a minute to get the hang of it, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually really easy. And they're actually really quick to make once you do get the hang of it. For this wreath, it really varies, because if you've been making wreaths for a little while, you know that even though they say it is a 14-inch grapevine, they all vary just a little bit in size. So some will be a little bit smaller than others, some will be a little bit larger. So how many magnolia leaves that you need may vary just a little bit. So for the 22-inch, 24-inch, I like to get 3 bushes just in case. I use anywhere between 2 and 3 bushes. Usually it's around 2.5. These bushes I actually got from Hobby Lobby. They are right now $17.99 a bush. Make sure you get them when they're half off. And like I said, it takes about 2.5 bushes to do the whole thing. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I will be coming back on here periodically to check and answer any kind of questions that you have about this wreath. I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see this okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start out, of course, you guys know that we use glue pots. If you're making multiple wreaths, I do recommend these. These are so great. They're really, really handy. So we do use a glue pot around here, and we really like it. But you're going to start by dipping your stem into your glue, and then you're going to go to the very top, okay? Then you're right up here at the top of your wreath, and you're going to slant, or you're going to kind of put it in at a little bit of an angle, right on the very outside edge. And I'm just tilting it. I'm just putting the stem in at just a little bit of an angle, okay? Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow this all the way around so that I make sure that all of my leaves are going in the same direction all the way around. So what I usually do, once I have the first one in, I like to go to the bottom, like directly on the bottom, and put in my magnolia leaves right there. And I'm also slanting them. So I'm always putting them in at a little bit of an angle. Because see, I'm going to start and then they're going to go all the way around. I'm going to put my next one about 2 inches from the first one. Okay, that is not an exact science. It's not an exact science, and it will vary by wreath, but it's about 2 inches, just an estimate. Okay, and I'm going to do the next one exactly the same. Make sure you put enough glue in there so that it's in there securely. Okay, I'm going to do this all the way around. You do not want it perfectly symmetrical, just because you do want it to kind of look natural. But it really is important to make sure that they're all going in the same direction, because if they're not, when you get to the end, it's going to be really difficult. And this is just going to give you your basic shape. That one is actually missing some leaves, so I will save that one to the end. So this is going to give you your basic shape of the wreath, and this is going to determine how large it is. Okay. And that's another thing, like the one that I just had, it was missing some leaves on it. So be sure, when you're at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever you get your flowers, always check. Always check and make sure that they have all of the blooms or all of the leaves that you need. Because sometimes you will find some that have fallen off, and you know, it just kind of stinks because you need a certain number and it's not there. So just check. Okay, so see what I did? I just came right in front of my top leaf. I just came right in, right underneath it, just a couple of inches, and put my stem in at an angle. So it kind of covers the grapevine right here in the front. And it also adds some dimension to your wreath. So I'm just going to continue on all the way around on my second layer. And each of those, just like the first layer of leaves, I'm putting, I'm separating about 2 inches. I'm doing them about 2 inches apart. I'm just coming right up in underneath this one, about 2 inches, and I'm just scooting it right in. Okay, and that makes it really full, have a lot of dimension. and you may see when you do it that you have holes. That's okay. That's what you're going to do at the end. You're going to go in and fill in all those holes. Cut that off. I don't like that little twig there. So like I said earlier, if you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comment section and I will come back periodically and check and answer any kind of questions that you have. And if you want to just, before you put the glue in, if it's your first time making these, and if you just want to go around and place them before you put the glue in, just to make sure that you have the hang of it, that's always a really great idea. So just kind of place it, you know, where you want it, and then put the glue in. Alright, so you see basically I have the Magnolia Wreath. Now what I will do is just kind of go in and fill in with these extra leaves that I have. So that one took, I did notice that a few of these were missing, so that I would say that that took about two and a half Magnolia leaf bushes. Now what I do sometimes, if I have big holes like here in the front that I want to cover, some people like to see the grapevine, some people don't. So if you don't like to see the grapevine, that's fine. You're just going to just pull off the leaf part, pull it off the stem, and you're just going to dab it in some glue and just stick the leaf right in there. Some people like to kind of turn the leaves over so that it has a little dimensional effect, a really natural look. And that's all personal preference. Let's see. I think that we need one right there, so I'm going to add one there. So I'm literally just sticking these stems in the glue and sticking them right in the grapevine wreath. We just do them all the way around the outside, about 2 inches apart. So I do all of my outside first. All of my outside first. And then I come back and I fill in all of the inside and any kind of holes. So I'm almost out of magnolia leaves. So now I just kind of adjust. I mean, it's all a preference of how wild you like it or how symmetrical. I mean, really, that's all personal preference. I think if this were my wreath, I'd probably put one right there. I like things a little bit more symmetrical than some do. So we tried to go live earlier. We've had some technical difficulties. You know, we live out in the country in a little community called Isabella, Alabama. So we're right out in the country, and we sometimes have a hard time going live. So just to warn you guys. I know when we first started making wreaths in 2007, we had like almost no internet service. It was awful. We started an online business in 2007. That's when we started making our wreaths. And it would take like hours to list one wreath for sale. We started on eBay, and it would literally, like, I'm not even joking, it would take hours to list one wreath. And then we got our website, and just like eBay, it would take hours. But, you know, we were diligent with it. This is a business that you can definitely make money. People love wreaths, and they're always going to love wreaths. And these that we teach you to make, they're very, they're floral wreaths. I know, like right now, you see a ton of deco mesh and other kind of wreaths, and those are great. We love those wreaths. I absolutely love those wreaths. I think they're gorgeous. But I think that floral wreaths are really going to stand the test of time. They've been around for a long time, and they will continue to be around for a long time. So we love them. And like I said, if you have any holes or you have any places where you want to add, just add some leaves. I'm actually out. I have one leaf left, so I'm sure I can find somewhere to put it. But I think that's it. And now the great thing about these, you guys see that? You can add a ribbon. I feel like I see a hole. Maybe, but it's really hard for me to see it at this angle. Anyway, so you can add ribbon. Like for Christmas, this is not wired ribbon, so I really probably would need wired ribbon to do it, but let's see. But you could take some ribbon. You could hang it with the ribbon. That would be really pretty. To hang it, let's see. And that's really easy to do. Just tie a knot. Make sure that you have enough of the ribbon. You have it as long as you want it. We'll do this a little long. And then you just tie a knot in it. Kind of double knot it. Make sure that it's really tight so that it doesn't fall off the door when you hang it. Okay, and then you just put the little knot like right on the back, and then you can just hang it, you know, just like that from your window, or you know, wherever you wanted to hang it from. You can also attach a bow. Let's see, I'm just going to do a quick little. This is not wired, so this wouldn't make a great bow, but you can just dab a little bit of glue and attach a bow and then hang it from that. That would be really cool. There's so much. Burlap would look great with that. Or you could just hang it like it is. Hang it on your front door. I had one on my front door for a long time because I love the farmhouse look. Are you guys into the farmhouse look, or are you kind of over it? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you were able to see it and that we didn't have any technical difficulties during it. But I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.